Hi there, I'm Debbie Smith, and I'm a literacy professor in the MAT literacy program and the middle secondary program at SDSU.
Awesome, thank you. So our first question is, how will classes be taught?
For this fall, our program actually, I'm talking about the literacy program only. So our program has been largely online for years so that we can easily fit into a teacher's busy day. We offer in-person options through PD, and the capstone is an opportunity to tutor area students. That one's normally in person, so the clinic will look quite different this fall. But we are trying to be really responsive to community teacher needs given our current climate. So we'll try to find a way for the capstone to continue providing tutoring to local students, even if it must be virtual for the fall. Something unique we've done is some classes lately are being partnered with the area ISDs to offer training that can earn sketches or credits. There's even a scholarship available. Dr. Vitrulis has set up a scholarship and is doing like PD with the ISDs. I have a link for that if anybody wants that information.
Awesome, thank you. The next question that came up is, where will students be able to find their assignments, or where will assignments be posted?
That's a good question. Our learner management system is called Canvas, and it's wonderfully organized and easy to navigate, which makes it very user-friendly for students. And then because, again, we're working with all of the area teachers, especially during the pandemic, but at any time, there's flexibility to use tools that relate to the districts where teachers work. So if I've got teachers who are learning new technology within their school districts, they can use that to share with our class because we all want to learn about that new technology too. So there's a lot of flexibility built in for that. I personally will be using like Zoom, Google Suite, Big Blue Button, Echo 360, just to name a few this fall. But we will continue to change and grow in new ways and use digital tools to adapt to classroom and student needs. And we know that those vary depending on where the teachers are working. So we'll post on Canvas and you'll respond with your school's tools or the Canvas options that we share.
Awesome, thank you. Our next question is, how many credits do you recommend a student take, or a student should take?
Okay, what classes should I take each semester?
Yep.
The answer to that one depends on where you are in the program. A few years ago, the governor at the time got rid of most external rewards for getting the degree that our program offers, or any program offered, actually, all the master's degrees. And so those programs shrunk significantly. And there are negatives to that, of course, with less qualified teachers in classrooms and lower wages being huge ones for Michigan. But one of the positives for our program has been that we've had a significant reduction in size, which means we have more of that cadre feel, and there's a lot more chance for one-on-one interactions. Dr. Veta Vitrulis is the advisor for the elementary, and I'm the advisor for middle and secondary. And we're both happy to advise and guide students, especially now that we have more of that cadre feel with each group of students that come through. You kind of get to know the other students going through the program at the same time as you.
Great, thank you. Our next question is, what are the most difficult aspects of the program?
Yeah, that's a fun question. The difficult aspects, as far as I'm concerned, or what I hope will be the most difficult aspect of the program is, sorry, I've got to find it here on my list. I think I can remember, but sorry, my computer is not coordinating here. My hope is that the most difficult aspect of our program is looking back at what you were doing when you started and wondering if you could have helped those students even more. I guess in part too, the difficulty depends on you as a learner. So when you look at our list of courses, and you see all the options, then the difficulty lies in whichever course you have a negative reaction to, most likely. So for me, like that could be like the leadership course. Maybe I think I already know everything a course has to offer. So then the difficulty lies in finding ways to still learn in those situations. I think students may find reasonable challenges or I think students find many reasonable challenges that push them to grow in our program. It could be the MTT test for certification too, but our pass rate on that is pretty high. So I don't think that's it.
Awesome, thank you. Our next question is, who can be identified as a resource within the program?
Well, we have two faculty, myself, Dr. Debbie Smith, and Dr. V, we call her, Veta Vratulis of the unpronounceable last name, are the main faculty running the program. And then we have Bernadette and Lori Haney. They're also critical personnel. Bernadette runs the clinic in Macomb, and Lori Haney helps run the clinic here at SVSU. That's all of us at this time.
That's still, hey, don't count yourself out. That's a good amount of people. What strengths do you and other faculty within the program possess to help students reach their full potential?
I'd say the biggest strength both Dr. V and I share is that we don't stop learning and trying new things. I teach writing, and I just published my first audiobook last year, while she spent last year as the dean of our College of Education. And so she cares about fostering literacy leadership in our students, and I teach writing. We continue to learn from the field, and that helps us guide students toward reaching their potential. We both also care about building long-standing relationships with our students. We work with and support students long after they graduate from the Literacy MAT program.
Awesome. And then my next question is, do you recommend, if a student is successful in the program, continuing on for a PhD or any other higher education or continued learning?
I do personally, because I love what I do, but it's a hard question for a teacher. It has to do with whether or not where you want to have your greatest level of impact. So if you're interested in academia, then it's definitely a great route to follow. But again, many of the teachers in my program, or at least I felt that way as a teacher in the master's program, I didn't necessarily want to leave the classroom. I just wanted to get really good at what I was doing in the classroom. So it depends on that.
One of the final questions is, what employment opportunities do you see most people following after graduation, or even while they're still studying?
Yeah, a lot of our teachers, like I just said, most of them are just working to be a more impactful classroom teacher, at least while they're still in our program. But we also have many of our students who go on to be literacy coaches, curriculum development specialists, mentor teachers, ISD leaders. In fact, that PD I was talking about that Veta is running, or she's co-running it with two people who were former students who are now ISD leaders in our area. So I love that too. That's part of our program, is that our students go on to be literacy leaders quite often in our area, and then they continue to work with us.
All right, thank you. And then our last question is, what is the best way for a student to contact you?
The best way to contact me is definitely through email. I'm at dlsmith3@svsu.edu, or I've got Veta's email address here too, actually, because she said to please share the information and do a little shameless plug for her flyer for the PD that she's offering this spring. There's actually a scholarship involved too. So her email is vvratuli@svsu.edu. And both of us respond very fast to email.